Hi friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. And if you are new, I mostly do pick a card readings here on the channel. And today we are going to be doing one that's a little bit different. So I do suggest that you listen to the intro because I think it's going to have some information that may be helpful to you. So what we are doing today is a love letter from Spirit. You are going to have three options. Now listen, because this is where it's going to get a little different. So each of the options is going to have a different tarot deck attached to it that you will not see until you are listening to your reading, to your pile, to your group, whatever you want to call it. So, in addition to that, I will be using Oracle deck, so I will be shuffling on camera and kind of going with the flow. The reading is going to go as long as it needs to get the message across to you. So again, it's a love letter from Spirit, Spirit being your angels, guides, spirit animals, higher self, whoever it is that you consider to be spirit. It could be universe, so whatever that means for you. And we have three options. So option number one is going to be inspiration with lupine goatweed leafwing. Option number two is going to be this persistence, and that is with euphorbia African swallowtail. And option number three is going to be ambition with hollyhock painted lady. And before we get started, I just wanted to thank a client, follower named Elizabeth for the cards because they are beautiful, they are gorgeous, and she sent them to me after after Tarot 101. So it was something that I truly appreciate, and this is kind of dedicated to her. So take a minute to ground yourself, ask yourself, higher self, angels, guides, whoever it is that you work with, which pile or piles have a message for you. And let's jump right into the reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the inspiration card there, which is absolutely beautiful. So, your deck is going to be the Little Buddha Tarot deck, and it is actually, let me show you in case anyone wants to get it. That's what it looks like. It was limited edition. I don't know if there's still any left, but that's what it looks like. So you chose the inspiration card. So we are going to kind of start out with this question. How can you open yourself to inspiration? What are you doing to refill your well? So let's get started. So I am going to start to shuffle here. I've already done some shuffling off camera because this is not the easiest deck to shuffle. It has some extra cards in here. The cards are pretty thick, so I wanted to do as much of that off camera as I possibly could because I know it's going to take a while. So my pile number ones, let's see what the Spirit have to say for you. I feel like this is a very creative pile, but I also feel like you may be feeling lost right now. So there's a message from Spirit of slowing down, taking your time in order to find that inspiration and having the courage to do so as well, right? It takes courage to be able to slow down and find inspiration or allow yourself to look for that. Let's take a look here. First message from Spirit is going to be with this Knight of Wands. What are you doing in order to find your inspiration? What brings passion to you? What inspires you to continue? If you do not know that, one thing that Spirit is saying here is, dear one, it's time to find that. It's time to go out there and have a good time. You don't have to be so serious about everything that it is that you're trying to do. Then we have the star there. So again, connecting to that energy of what do I want? What do I desire? And allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to explore, allowing yourself to go out there and find what works for you. Spirit is saying you've been through some trauma. You've been through this this dark night of the soul, but it's time to find your way forward. It's time to connect to your sense of faith and hope, whatever that means for you, and continue to seek something. For many of you, you are meant to be a star in this lifetime. It's going to mean different things for different people, but there is that energy here of you are meant to stand out. You are meant to accomplish something, to bring something into this world. For some of you, in order to find your inspiration, in order to find your creativity, and in order to be creative, you have to be okay with the idea of being seen. Because we have the Seven of Cups, and there's a lot of options for this group. You have a lot of options right now. Not all of them are going to be great, but you do have them available to you where you can tap in, you can explore. This is a time of exploration. Spirit is being very clear about this. We have Knight of Wands, Star, Seven of Cups. A time of exploration, figuring out what you like, what you don't like, what will work for you, what will not work for you. With the Six of Wands, again, success is assured. You have the Star and the Six of Wands. Spirit is saying, my love, my darling, my dear one, this success, it's assured for you. What you are afraid of, the things that you fear, they have no hold over you because your success is already assured. Your success is already yours. But it's about allowing yourself to let that process unfold. Some of you are struggling with a fear of success, and that is what's keeping you stagnant. And yeah, look at that. We were talking about stagnancy. We have this Two of Swords. Some of you are struggling to make a decision. Do I want to go this way or do I want to go that way? What do I do? Some of you want clarity, but you have to take that step. Spirit is saying you have to take the first step in order for the next step to reveal itself. You need to make some sort of choice, some sort of decision. I always say this when I see the Two of Swords, but as a reminder, deciding to not take action until you have more information is a decision. What you need to find is inner peace and harmony so that you can move forward. Because for right now, there's a lot of turmoil of what do I do and what is the right thing to do. Spirit is saying there is no right or wrong. It's about experimentation and exploration, and also giving yourself the time to go through the process. There will be things that are not meant for you. There will be things that are meant for you. But you need to allow yourself to go through that process to allow it to unfold. We have this Nine of Wands, but it feels like you're kind of stuck in this struggle mentality for some of you. It feels like it's very heavy right now to figure out, which way do I go? Which way do I want to go? And just to figure out what the next step is, but there's a little bit of overthinking here. Spirit is saying it's about not giving up. It's about moving forward. It's about taking the next steps. That's what's coming in with this Nine of Wands. And it's also saying be kind to yourself. Spirit is encouraging you to take time to rest, to take time to practice self-care. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you're just going to give up, that you're going to walk away. Six of Pentacles, what Spirit is saying, this is about finding balance. Balance yourself out. Figure out what works for you. What would the perfect balance be at this time for you? Don't be afraid to ask us for help, is what Spirit is saying. This is a group that is very close to spirit guides and guardian angels. I feel that you have at least 3 guardian angels if you pick this pile, and at least 4 spirit guides active for you at this time. But you do need to ask for help. You do need to be open to receiving that help. Then we have that Page of Cups. Working with your intuition, trusting what you are receiving, trusting your intuition and trusting what you know, trusting what is coming through for you, and also allowing the emotions to be part of what guides you forward. I am going to also use this Awakened Soul deck because I feel it wants to come out. As I said, we're going to kind of go here until I feel a natural stop, until I feel that the messages are done here. This one right here, Desire. Yeah. This is a group where water and fire are so active for you at this time, where it's about figuring out what do I desire, what inspires me, what keeps me going, what is my reason why. And it's going to take, again, exploration. It's not just going to come to you. It's not just going to reveal itself to you while you are sitting back and scrolling on your phone or watching TV. Because Spirit is saying you are the King of Wands. You are meant to find a different way of doing things. I do feel my pile number 1s, you are my creatives. And Spirit is encouraging you to go down that creative path, to figure out what works for you, to go down the road less traveled to kind of pave your own way forward. And in order to do that, you're going to have to do that through desire and inspiration. You're not going to be able to do what other people do. In fact, for my pile number one, Spirit is saying some of you may grow quite bored and quite just, your energy may drain if you are going through a period of stagnancy, because you are meant to be inspired and you are meant to be creating in some way. This is a very spiritual pile. Use your spirituality in order to connect to your higher self and to what it is that you want to do. And also, this high priestess here is a perfect example of my pile number ones, because the high priestess is connected to the tangible, but also to the spiritual world. And that is what's happening for my pile number ones here, where you are able to tap into those spiritual creative ideas and bring them into this tangible world and make them a reality. But there is, again, that fear of success, or that fear of it's not going to go well, or maybe it's even fear of missing out for some of you, because you do have options, you do have different ideas, you do have things that you want to do. But you also have the knowledge, you are very wise. You know what you need to do. It's more about going ahead and doing it. And right now you are in a place of just suspension, right? You are in a place of non-action. You are kind of like this hanged man. You're trying to find the path forward. But what you are doing is you're also confusing yourself even more, because you're trying to, the way that you are approaching this is about, what needs to be done. How does it need to be done? And it doesn't work that way. It's about exploring and figuring it out as you go along. And, feeling connected, connecting to yourself, connecting to your higher self. What does connection mean to you? Because part of your inspiration is going to be finding that connection with self, finding that connection with spirit, with a higher power, or, just the universe. Again, this is a group where guardian angels and spirit guides are really showing up for this group. And there needs to be a transformation, is what Spirit is saying, in the way that you are doing things, in the way that you are approaching this. Letting go of this idea of how things need to work, how things need to unfold, and going with the flow. Because, we have this need to devote yourself to the process, but I feel like for my pile number ones, there's been a devotion, but this devotion is not leading you to where you need to be. It's actually kind of keeping you trapped. It's this kind of sense of a belief or a narrative or a thought process that has been ingrained in you, for some of you since childhood, of the way things need to work. And again, a lot of creatives in this group. So this is a time of action, but it's a time of taking action in a different way, of trying things that perhaps you haven't tried in the past. With this Three of Wands, you are making progress, and you will make progress, but there is going to be a little bit of a time period, Spirit is saying, that you won't necessarily see what that progress looks like. You're going to have to trust and go on the adventure and take that leap of faith and trust your North Star. Trust your intuition. Trust your guidance. You're not going to see the results right away, but they are coming. Remember, they are assured for you. Your success is assured. These ideas are there for a reason. And you may have to juggle a few things. For some of you, this has to do with career. And you may have to juggle being in a job that is not going to be what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life while you figure things out. You may have to juggle your responsibilities and figuring out exactly what brings this inspiration, what brings your desires, your passions to life. So again, finding that perfect balance for yourself is going to be so important. With this Page of Pentacles, taking step by step. You don't have to rush anything. You don't have to figure it all out at once. The Page of Pentacles is saying be practical. One practical step at a time. Be realistic. Figure it out step by step. Again, there's no need to rush this. There's no need to make this happen overnight. Make sure that you have your mantras, right? That you're working with mantras, that you know that you are loved, that you know that you are successful, that you know that you are smart, that you are safe, that you are free, that you are powerful. Empower yourself and be mindful of how you are speaking to yourself at this time. Words matter. Your speech, the way that you speak to yourself, the way that you approach this is going to help you reach this level of fulfillment and satisfaction. Spirit is saying your fulfillment, your satisfaction, your happiness, your emotional and spiritual well-being are assured. Look at this. We have another high priestess because you are the high priestess. Some of you, if you believe in past lives, you've been a high priestess to the goddess Athena. Artemis as well. In fact, I do believe some of you have strong connections to Athena and or Artemis. Keeping that in mind as you move forward. For some of you working on a ritual that includes pomegranates, it could also be a connection to Hades and Persephone, but I'm feeling Athena and Artemis a lot stronger here for this group. And there's a rebirth. Spirit is saying you are right at the cusp of your rebirth. And you are going through that level of confusion and through that dark night of the soul for a reason. Because you're moving through it. But remember, the only way out is through. You cannot go back. You only can go forward. So trusting yourself to walk through and find that new beginning, that rebirth that is there for you. Look at this 3 wise Buddhas because you are being guided. Also make sure that you are remaining grounded, mindful, fully present in the present moment. Be careful of how you speak, what you are listening to, and what you are looking at. Look at this. Speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil. What does that mean for you? Don't allow other people to get into your ear. Don't allow society to get into your ear and tell you what is possible. 3 of Pentacles again. Actually, I'm sorry. It was the 3 of Cups earlier. The 3 of Pentacles is coming in to say, it may be time to step out of that comfort zone and go and do something different. This could be a good time to collaborate. I do think for some of you, collaboration, connection is very important. And look at that. In order to do this, you're going to have to deal with the shadow self. For some of you, there's a shadow aspect that deals with trusting other people and trusting yourself that you have to work through. And you have to release this part of self because it's no longer serving you. It's just keeping you trapped in this perpetual winter. It's time to step out of that comfort zone. It's time to do something different, to embrace something different. There's something that my pile number 1s have been wanting to do, have been wanting to try. This could be an actual thing, a hobby. This could be a different way of being. It's time to approach that. The 7 of Pentacles, just be patient with yourself, be patient with the process, but you are making progress more than you realize. Your harvest is coming in. It's closer than what you realize is what Spirit is saying. But continue to move forward. I'm hearing 3 to 6. For some of you, in 3 to 6 weeks or in 3 to 6 months, there's going to be a major development in your life. 7 of Swords, but you need to keep moving and don't let the difficulties, don't let the challenges, the obstacles keep you down. Life isn't always fair, but it is about what you make it out to be. And again, take action. Look at this. Artemis energy. Some of you are very connected to Artemis and she's coming in. Make sure that you are practicing self-care. And also with the Empress here, in addition to self-care, make sure that you are really nurturing your creative side. And that's going to be different things for different people. For some of you, it's going to require you to try something completely new. A complete leap of faith. For others of you, it's going to be more about nurturing what is already there, what you already know that you desire. Practice gratitude through this. For some of you, you may receive a feather as synchronicity that all is well. But take your time. This keeps coming up for this group. Take your time. You don't have to rush through this. You don't have to figure it all out. Make sure that you are doing this in a balanced way so that you aren't burning yourself out. And with this King of Cups, make sure that you are connecting to your higher self, to your feelings, to your emotions. Make sure that you are grounding yourself. Emotions are messengers, but not every single emotion requires an action. And make sure that you're having fun through this process. This is a group that connecting with others is very important for this group. Eight of Swords, because you can build this kind of mental prison for yourself at times, and having people that are going to kind of help you out of that, and help you socialize and help you connect and help you figure it out. It's very important for this pile to know that you are not alone. And you are not alone. You are not alone in spirit form, and you are not alone in human form either. But be careful with what your mind tells you, because I do think this is a group where your mind can get the best of you from time to time. But as a reminder, you know what's best for you. You can trust yourself. Look at this. Very interesting. That looks like Athena to me. I'm sorry, like Artemis to me. And the Chariot. Forward movement is coming faster than you think. It is up to you to drive your chariot, to figure out where you want your chariot to take you. And for some of you, it's going to take you to a family, whether that is a family in the traditional sense, or it's going to be a family of friends that you build up. But make sure to unplug for now. Make sure to hold space for this to come through. Because you're in the middle of moving forward. There's something that has completed for you. You're in this transition period. You're also reaching a new level of awareness. This is where I'm going to end it for pile number 1. This feels like a good ending spot. That feels like the message. Let me know if you like this layout. Also, I've been trying to figure out if I want to post on Mondays or Thursdays. So if you have any input on that, let me know. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you were drawn to this persistence card with the Euphorbia, African swallowtail. I believe that's how you say that. So, pile number 2. Welcome. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And for your reading, you get the Light Seers Tarot deck. If you did not watch the intro, you may want to watch it because there is a little bit of information on there. This is going to be a little bit different from all other readings. But with persistence, your ponderance is what goals do I have that require persistence at this time? What part of your goals require persistence? Let's start shuffling here. Knight of Swords. I feel like this is a very ambitious group. I feel like you've been trying to reach something, but it's not necessarily easy for you. It has not been easy for you. There's this level of difficulty and of like, I am just sick and tired of this. Why is it this way for me? Why? There's definitely this need throughout your life to persevere and persist. Some of you are life path number 1, 8, or 9. Take that if it resonates. That doesn't necessarily have to be true for this reading to be for you. But let's get started. First message here. Okay, we will keep that one out. Put that over to the side. So with the 5 of Pentacles, Spirit is saying, I see you. I see what you are going through. I see the difficulties. I see the sadness. I see how you've been trying and how you've been going. I understand that you feel left out. I understand that you don't always feel like you are meant to be here. For some of you, you may struggle with just like, why did I choose to reincarnate? Or why did I come to this reality? Like, you may struggle with finding your people, with finding the people that you belong with, or finding people that understand you. Spirit is acknowledging this. And Spirit is also acknowledging that, as I was saying when I was shuffling, things aren't always going your way, my pile number 2s, and that your life has been difficult and full of challenge and hardship, and it's constantly required you to experience things that perhaps weren't so nice, things that perhaps when you look around you, you realize that not everybody has it as hard as you do. But Spirit is also saying, we are here to offer you opportunities, and Spirit is here to help you pick yourself back up. For my pile number twos, some of you have strong connections to the ancestors. King of Swords, Spirit is saying this is a time of observation. Can you please observe how you are thinking, how you are using your words, how you are using your beliefs, what you think is possible? Can you observe how you go about things, especially when it comes to the narrative that you have convinced yourself of? For some of my pile number twos, you have told yourself that you are an outsider, that you do not belong, and that you will not find the people that you belong with. That is simply not true. It is about finding balance. It is about creating balance within your own energy field, figuring out what works for you, figuring out what doesn't work, and choosing, being very mindful of who you choose to spend your time with. Because the Spirit is saying, you are here. You do have dreams and goals and aspirations that are meant for you. The things that you want, they want you back. But Spirit is also saying, can you practice gratitude? Can you see the world as the glass half full instead of half empty? Can you shift your perspective just a bit? Because you can be so hard on yourself. You can be so down at times. Look at this Four of Cups. And you've kind of reached this place of apathy, this place of frustration, of anger, boredom. You're focused on everything that hasn't come to be. But there are opportunities here. Look at the key there that opens the door. Look at the full cup here. But you cannot see it because you are so close to your situation. Because you are hurting. And Spirit is saying, I see how much you are hurting. I see how much this is getting to you. This is a cycle of death and rebirth. And again, the beliefs, there are beliefs that need to go at this point. There are beliefs that are ready to be transmuted. And this is a very spiritual pile. This is a pile that you are meant to transcend difficulty. That you do have karma, and karma is not good or bad. It's just cause and effect, but you have some karma to deal with. That once you do, is going to make things easier for you. This is a group where a past life regression, if you believe in past lives, could be very helpful to you. And this is a group of a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom here. I'm also going to use this deck, which is the Lantern Oracle. Anyone, this is what it is. I'm feeling guided to use this one. Let's see what we have here for this deck. But Spirit, I was going to say Spirit number two. Pile number two, you have more support than what you realize. And you actually have quite a purpose. Some of you may have in your natal chart, look at that, sharing. Some of you in your natal chart, you may have a yod in your natal chart, at least one. There's a lot of purpose here. There is giving in receiving and receiving in giving. So making sure, again, that you balance out your energy. And I do think that this is a pile that there is soul family here for you to connect with. You just have to find them. And there's a realization that's trying to come in. There's this kind of point of, there's an aha moment that's trying to come in. For some of you, it's recently come in. For others of you, you have not reached it yet. If you have not received it yet, it's because you need to create space for this to come in. The answers that you are seeking are going to come from within, not from without. Page of Cups. This is a group where having some sort of self-expression would be very helpful. Also, this is a group that Spirit is saying what you are struggling with is your belief in what's possible. You don't believe that certain things that you want, that you desire, are possible for you. You've convinced yourself that you are not meant to live the life that you want, or that it's impossible for you to receive what it is that you want. But that's not true. For this group, it's like you're in seeing is believing, but Spirit is saying, what if believing is seeing? As within, so without. As above, so below. Some of you really need to work with that energy. And look at that. Strength of vulnerability. True power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. Some of you, what you see as your weakness is actually your greatest strength. working with Chiron in your natal chart and looking at where that's at. Because there's something here that feels like a weakness. And for some of you, it's that feeling of being an outsider, feeling of not being understood, not being seen, not being heard. You could have grown up with a family that was very different from you. Some of you may have grown up, alone with no family. Maybe you lost a mother, a father. Maybe the caretaker that you had was not always there for you. But this is a point of, this is almost like a judgment day for you, pile number 2, that you are currently going through, where it's about finding forgiveness, where it's about being vulnerable, honoring your true self, living your life from the connection with the higher self, showing up every single day and being who you are. For some of you, you are trying to mask and be something that you are not, and it's actually causing so much unhappiness, is what Spirit is saying. It's causing so much struggle, so much this energy of I have to keep going, but it's very difficult because it's not who you truly are. It's not who you want to be. But you feel like that's the only way to move around in the world. And that's not true. There is security, there is safety here for you, but you need to tap into your true self, into your authentic self, and be vulnerable. Wow, look at this melting mask. Whew. Allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles that you fulfill. Yeah, this is about you stepping into your true self, your authentic self, putting down that mask. And we all wear masks at different places, at different times, with different people, and that's fine. But this is about getting as close to your authentic and true self as you possibly can, because it's going to free you. It's going to make you happier to do that. And yes, some people may fall away. That's okay. If you being your authentic self and you being happy and content with yourself gets rid of someone, you don't need them in your life to begin with. The 6 of Cups, there's something in the childhood here. There is something that needs to be healed with the inner child. There is some shadow work attached to the inner child that needs to happen. There's also a need to make peace with the past for this group at this time. And it's your choice. And you doing that would actually help you move forward. With this Lovers card here, you doing that is the choice between continuing on the road that you are on or taking a completely different road and finding your happiness, finding your satisfaction. And it's time to be accountable. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. It's time to be accountable. It's time to take back your power, take back control of the situation. Look at this. You are at a crossroads. What did I say with the Lovers? Spirit is saying it's up to you which way you can go. You can continue to go down the road that you are going down, or you can choose to do something different that is going to allow yourself to be who you are and show up in this world as you are. But there is temptation here to stay with the status quo. This Devil, there's a temptation to stay where you are at because it feels safe to some degree. It feels safer than showing up and saying, this is who I truly am. For some of you, even dressing the way that you want to dress, looking the way that you want to look, talking the way that you want to talk. And again, for many of you, this comes from childhood. This comes from the way you grew up. Inner life. Your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. And it's time to allow the inner to become the outer. For some of you working with the ancestors, some of you have the opportunity to heal ancestral lines, generational trauma. But in order to do that, you're going to have to take care of yourself. You're going to have to nurture yourself. You're going to have to set boundaries with others. Some of you spending time in nature would be very helpful to ground you, especially when you are feeling overwhelmed. With this wheel card, there is change here. There is change that is trying to happen for you. And this change is trying to come through and help you move forward. For some of you, you feel like you are at the bottom of this wheel. You're sick and tired of struggling. You're sick and tired of having to deal with this energy. But Spirit is saying it's time to change. It's time to create the change that you want to create. And you can do that step by step. You can do that practically and realistically. It is within reach, my pile number twos. And look at this, the key to intimacy, intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. And for some of you, you've been hurt. You've been hurt. Some of you have been hurt in romantic relationships. Some of you have also been hurt in familial relationships. And there may be an issue when it comes to trusting others, when it comes to opening yourself up to be intimate. Spirit is saying you can't run from this for much longer. We are social creatures. We are meant to be intimate. So step into your power. Step into your true self. Embrace yourself. Embrace who you are, and the right people will show up. Be independent, follow your passions. Figure out what your passions are and show up and show that to the world. Because if not, you are going to drain yourself. You're going to burn yourself out if you continue to live life wearing a mask that is not authentic to who you are. But there's renewal here. And look at that. That regeneration begins with decay. And right now, most of my pile number twos are in that sense of decay, that sense of this just isn't working. It's not viable. It's not something that can keep going. So take the reins of your chariot, take the reins of your life and decide what you want to create, what you want to experience in this life. It's time to take a look at your patterns and break some of those patterns. Observe yourself, observe your thoughts, observe your actions. And trusting tricksters, look at this. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. Some of you have the power now to end connections that are not for your highest and greatest good. For some of you, you do have someone that has taken advantage of you, that has played with you. But remember, their only power over you. The only power anyone has over you is you trusting them, you believing in them, you sticking around for it. This 10 of Cups, this sense of happiness, satisfaction, emotional satisfaction, this sense of happy connection, it's yours. It's yours for the taking. It's meant to be yours. You can have that family life that you wanted at some point, or that you still want. You can create that. But you're going to have to go and do something different. You're going to have to kind of pave your way. You're going to have to be confident and know your worth. And you're going to have to create it. Hold that vision of what you want. And remember that you are not your wounds. You are not what happened to you. You are not your childhood. You are not when you were hurt. You are not the decisions that you have made that you have not been proud of. You are none of that. And the wound is healing. The wound has the opportunity to heal. But you need to plant new seeds. You need to try something different. You cannot continue to do the same exact thing and expect different results. Look at those false beliefs that are coming up. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illustrated, so are the ways that we can release the false limitations they confine us to. For this group, it's time to work with those beliefs. It's time to sit down and say, what do I believe? Is this in my highest and greatest good? If not, how do I dismantle this belief? Because you're meant to be free. You are meant to be happy. You are meant to live a life that is full of inspiration, passion, vision, freedom. For my pile number twos, freedom is such a key word. Look at that sun. Happiness is such a key word. Joy, gratitude. Receiving what it is that you want in this world. Responding, not reacting. The only control we have is in how we respond to the hand that we are dealt. And Spirit is saying it's time for you to respond differently because you are worthy of it, because you know that this is not working for you. Step out of that comfort zone, pile number 2. Step out of that comfort zone. Do something different. Because right now you are living in a prison, in a self-created prison. And you are keeping yourself stagnant, you are keeping yourself stuck, and you are keeping yourself away from the things that you want. It is time to have radical curiosity. See things as if you are seeing them for the first time every time. Be curious. Connect to your imagination, to your third eye, to your crown chakra. This is a group that is very connected to the root. It's time to open yourself up to other possibilities. Use your intuition. Center and ground yourself. And it's time to stop crying over spilled milk. It's time to move on from this. It's time to realize that there is something outside of this grief, outside of this sadness. Easier said than done, but you can do it. Pile number 2. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm, and you are currently in that storm. And you're in a transition. You have all of the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. Connect to the crone within and prioritize. It's time to prioritize. It's time to pack up and prioritize what matters to you. And find your center, ground yourself. And don't let anything outside of you get the best of you. Remember, the only control that you have is how you react. And presence of absence. Hold what is absent in the presence of your love. And you can hold your desires, your wishes, and love them and send love to them. You can also hold people that perhaps hurt you at some point, that weren't what you wanted them to be, and send love to them. It's time to rewrite your story. And distorted desire, conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. So what do you really want? And once you figure that out, ask yourself, but why do I want this? Get to the why, get to the root of it. Because there's a balancing of karma here. Justice is yours. Something that is owed to you is finally being paid back. And the metamorphosis. Power and strength lie within our surrender to change. That is where I'm going to end it for my pile number 2s, because this is the final message that is coming in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you like this format. I am trying to decide between posting videos on Mondays or Thursdays, so if you have any idea on what you want to see, comment below. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to ambition. Ew. I said ambitious. Ambition. I do think my pile number 3s, you are ambitious. But that is the Hollyhock Painted Lady. And for your deck, you have the Modern Witch Tarot. I do also have some Oracle decks off to the side that I will be using for your pile. If you did not listen to the intro, I get it. I absolutely do. But maybe go back if you're not sure of what's happening here, because this one is going to be a little bit different. As a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. And with this ambition card, the contemplation here is, what do I want to achieve that is bigger than what I am doing right now? So I will be shuffling on camera for this. And this is a love letter from Spirit. So let's see, pile number 3, what we have for you. This deck is a little bit of one of my problem child when it comes to shuffling, because the cards are so thick and my hands are so small. But we'll do the best that we can here. So Spirit, let's get here. First message for my pile number 3s. Pile number 3. I do think this is my group of go-getters. I do think that we may have some overachievers in this pile. And yep, what do we have here? Two of Pentacles. We are starting off with this Two of Pentacles. So Spirit is saying it's time to ground your energy a little bit. Maybe you have too many balls in the air right now. It's this sense of ground yourself, figure out what you want to do, what you want to focus on, and kind of focus on that. Don't spread yourself too thin at this point. I do think this is a group where you have a lot of plans, ambitions, things that you want to accomplish in your future. But there is this message of like, make sure that you are taking time for yourself. Make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to rest, to recharge, to reconnect to self. Then we have here Eight of Swords. I do feel some of you are very hard on yourselves. This is a group that feels like you are very self-critical. There could be some perfectionism, some imposter syndrome, some procrastination as well, because I do think that there is a little bit of fear of not getting things right or doing things in the wrong way. But in reality, we know that there is, that there's nothing that you can do as long as you are trying that is necessarily wrong. It's about making progress. So I do think that Spirit is saying kind of grounding yourself and working with yourself. And I think that working with the way that you speak to yourself, because I do think that this is a group that, you can be very difficult on yourself. So Spirit is saying it's time to be more kind to self. It's time to talk to yourself in a gentler way. And we have this Emperor here, but you have big plans, and Spirit is saying that, Spirit is acknowledging your big plans. Spirit is acknowledging how much you want to accomplish. You are the Emperor. You are setting foundations. You have ideas for what you want your life to be, for what you want your world to look like. And you are working on creating abundance that's not only for yourself, but for those that you love, and that is going to withstand the test of time. And this Nine of Cups is saying make sure that you keep that dream, that vision, that desire, that wish at the forefront of everything that you do. And Spirit is also saying your wish has been granted. What you want, it wants you back. What you are trying to accomplish, you will accomplish. But again, pace yourself. That is the message that I am getting for my pile number 3s. And with this Five of Swords here, make sure that you are remaining ethical in your approach. If something seems like a shortcut or it seems a bit too easy, that is not the right thing for you to do. Keep that in mind. That is coming through very clearly for me, that make sure that you are doing things in, on the up and up. Make sure that things are being done correctly. Definitely, this is not a time to cut any corners as well, is what's coming through here. And if things, one thing about my pile number 3 is if things aren't going your way, if things aren't going the way that you'd like them to, you definitely know how to turn it around. And this is about finding, again, balance is so important, and mixing something together, if you will, with Temperance here, taking two seemingly opposing things and mixing them together. And I think Spirit is saying, use your intuition and your instincts when you are making decisions towards your projects, your career, the things that you want to create in this world. I want to bring in a different deck at this time. It's the Meet Your Guides deck, and let's see what we have here. See what message wants to come through here. There we go. Synchronicity. Pay attention to synchronicity. Pay attention to numbers. You could be seeing number sequences. You could be seeing 111, 888, 333. I'm also seeing 444 and 555. This is a reminder to pay attention to your surroundings, to pay attention to what is happening around you, because again, synchronicity, your team is leading the way. I think this is a group that you have a strong connection to your higher self and to spirit guides. I'm also seeing spirit animals for this group. For many of you, you have some sort of winged animal as a spirit animal. It could be a hawk, it could be an owl, it could be someone here has a vulture as a spirit animal. You are cutthroat. You do what needs to be done. Six of Cups. Make sure that you are making time to have fun, to spend with yourself, to spend with loved ones is a message from Spirit right now. It doesn't all have to be work. It's about finding that balance between work and play, finding that balance between spirit and the tangible. Because you are going to achieve great things, but using your intuition and using your sensitivity and connecting to your feelings and to your emotions and checking in with yourself and making sure that you are processing the things that are coming up for you are very important for my pile number threes. Archangel Gabriel is here saying that she supports you through your life purpose. She supports you as you chase your life purpose. There is definitely divine guidance here that is helping you along. But again, make sure that everything that you are doing is in alignment with your ethics and your morals. If there is a shortcut, do not take it. The Queen of Wands is saying some of you are going to be entrepreneurs. At the very least, you live life to the beat of your own drum. You're very charismatic. You're very independent. You're very confident. You have something that not everybody else has. For some of you, you have like a yellowish orange aura, and you attract people. You can come across as super strong and as almost a bit intimidating at times, but it's just your energy. Some of you are life path number 1, 3, or 5. And then we have storytelling omen reader. Be mindful of what you believe is possible. Be mindful of the stories you tell yourself and what you believe, especially when it comes to how you go about the world. It doesn't all have to be just work. You know, sometimes it's about letting things come to you, allowing things to happen for you. And the Ace of Pentacles is saying waiting for the right idea, waiting for the right thing to do, waiting for the action to take action on the things that are meaningful to you. I want to bring in a different deck here. Let's take a look at what we have here. And I always forget the name of this deck. I believe it's called the Magical Spell Cards, for anyone that may be curious. Spirit for my pile number 3s. Let's go with this one. Grace. Grace, blessing. Come to me to set me free. Yeah, offer yourself grace. Freedom is incredibly important for this group. Making sure that you are able to do what it is that you want to do and that you're not just working all the time. Because you do want to be safe and secure, and Spirit is acknowledging this. Spirit is saying you will have safety, you will have security, you will have abundance, but don't be too stubborn about it. Some of you may have some Taurus energy happening here, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It could be Capricorn or Virgo as well, but strong Taurus energy coming through. Strong Venus energy coming through as well. And Ascended Masters. This is a group that is highly connected to Ascended Masters deities as well. I think that you have protection and just a connection to the Ascended Masters because of what you are here to achieve. So connecting to, some of you have a deity that is ready to connect with you. It's for many of you, it's going to be a goddess. I think that most of you already know who it is. Going forward and moving forward in that connection. And allowing things to fall away that are no longer serving you. Allowing yourself to constantly evolve and grow. Allowing yourself to let go of things that aren't necessarily working for you or coming up are so important. And Archangel Uriel is here to light the way, to illuminate the way, to bring clarity in. This is a group where you need to be acting in accordance to your truth, in accordance to your higher morals, or things will go, they won't go so well if you don't do that. And then we have here beauty. I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. So making sure that you are being authentic to yourself, that you are shining through. Again, even if you do not feel secure and confident, this is a group that you come across as very confident. 2s and 4s are coming up as important for this group. Look at that 2 of Cups there. And I feel like making connections, making the right connections, having a support system is so important for this group. Spirit is saying for some of you, there is a romantic partner coming in. This is going to be a soulmate relationship, a very spiritual relationship. For some of you, there is a mission with a soulmate or divine counterpart that you will be partaking in. And making sure that you are connecting with your ancestors, paying homage to the ancestors. Some of you are breaking ancestral curses. Some of you want to achieve something to show that you can do it and to break almost like a poverty. It's either poverty or struggle here that you're breaking through your ancestral line. And this Ten of Swords is saying just don't overdo it. Again, finding balance. Checking in with yourself when you are feeling completely drained. Taking time to check in and to nurture yourself. This Ten of Swords is also saying that I think that this group can burn out and tends to go until you burn out, and then you need to take a longer break. Check in with yourself regularly. Pile number 3. Check in with your feelings. You are actually very clairsentient, pile number 3, but you don't always allow that information, that guidance to come through in the way that it wants to come through. Definitely High Priestess. I do feel clairsentience and claircognizance, so clear feeling, clear knowing. You receive downloads, you just know things, and you feel things. Some of my pile number 3s are also mediums. 7 of Swords, but again, making sure that you are doing things in the way that they are meant to be done, that you are not deceiving yourself, that you are not doing something that is not in alignment with your beliefs, because there may be, for some of you, there may be a situation that kind of seems a little bit too good to be true that comes up or that will be coming up very soon. Just keep in mind that you want to get all the information that you can. And then it says, true love come to me, true love shall come to me, as I do will, so mote it be. Yeah, some of you in this 2023 year, or whenever you're watching this, because this is timeless, there will be a divine counterpart or a soulmate coming in for you. And that is why Spirit is also saying it's time to balance this out. It can't be all work. You need to bring in more balance into your life. With this Page of Swords, be mindful of the signs. Be mindful of communication. Some of you may meet someone online or through a friend, but there's going to be a lot of communication. This person may be long distance at first. That may apply to 1 or 2 of you. High Priest. Yeah, High Priestess and High Priest. This person is your counterpart. Pile number 3, this person coming in. Make space for them. Make room for them. Strength. And really connecting to your courage, right? Connecting to your being in control of your feelings and being also gentle. You can be strong and gentle, my pile number 3. That is a message that's coming in. If someone here is already in a relationship or you do not want to draw in a relationship, that message does not apply to you. And Judgment, this is a time of reconnecting and figuring out what matters, what is going, what you want for your future. This is also a time of forgiveness of self. You can be very difficult on yourself, very hard on yourself, very critical on yourself. Spirit is asking that you forgive yourself and that you show up as you are and that you accept yourself and love yourself for who you are. Then we have Elemental. This is a group that is very spiritual. I do believe you have a connection to the elements. I do think for this group, most of you, water and air are your elements. So water signs can be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Air is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I also think that there is a message coming in where Spirit is saying, be mindful of not letting your emotions get the best of you at times. Because I do think that there are times where things come up and they come up very hot and fast. And sometimes it can get the best of you, my pile number 3. 8 of Pentacles, but focus on your growth. Focus on, perfecting your craft. And be patient with yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day. It doesn't have to happen overnight. Be patient with yourself. And look at that, divine guidance. Whispers from the beings who shine. Let their messages be clear and kind. As a reminder, your spirit guides, your angels, your higher self communicates in a loving way. Some messages may be stern, but they will never be cutting. They will never be hurtful. Some of you have a very strong ego that comes through and you take it as perhaps being divine guidance. Clairvoyance. Some of you are definitely clairvoyant, though I do feel there is a lot more claircognizance, clairsentience. I think clairvoyance would be the minor gifts for this group. But trusting what you see and holding a vision. Some of you working with a vision board would be very helpful at this time. Four of Cups, and especially when you are feeling uninspired, when you are feeling like you are completely over it, when you are feeling like you don't know which way to go, which way to move forward. And the Five of Cups, and allowing your feelings to come through, but not focusing so much on them that you cannot see the opportunities that exist. For some of you, you are going through a period of transition where you are figuring out that what you once wanted perhaps is not what you want at this point in time, and that's okay. So you're transitioning into something else. Sensuality, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Again, allowing that energy of playfulness, that energy of fun, of dancing, of connecting to your body to come in so that it can help you find the way forward. Pile number 3. Claircognizant. Yes, this is a very claircognizant pile. Make sure that you are trusting yourself, that you are checking in to see what it is that you want and what it is that you need. 8 of Cups. You are moving away from something. You are leaving something behind. Make sure that you are choosing yourself at this time, that you are putting your highest and greatest good in front of, at the forefront of your decisions, and that if something is no longer in alignment with you, that you walk away from it. And then we have organization, purpose, planning, efficiency. Now come to me so easily. You are planning your future. Pile number 3. And in order to do that, you're going to have to come to terms with some feelings, with some sense of like something isn't quite working the way that you wanted it to. But your 10 of Cups, your satisfaction, your fulfillment is there. For some of you, this is the year where you meet a special someone that may turn into a spouse, that you may start a family with. Take that only if it resonates. Clairsentient. What did I say? Claircognizant and clairsentient. That is what my pile number 3s are. But I feel you are more connected to the claircognizant. This is going to be a year or a time period of you reconnecting to that clairsentience. Page of Wands. Make sure that you are following your inspiration, that you are listening to yourself, that you are holding space for your ideas. And we have creativity. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. This is a great time to work with your creativity, to allow yourself to explore your creative side and to give yourself a break. Again, this is why balance is needed. It's not all about work. You are entering a time where you are working with other aspects of yourself. Look at that. Money is not everything for my pile number 3s. You will have money. You will be successful, but right now you are figuring out what is worth your time and energy, and you are realizing that perhaps money isn't everything. And there's a change coming, there's a shift coming, and Spirit is saying this is divinely guided, this was meant to happen. Why? Because this is going to bring peace. Bridget, goddess in your sacred name, a light within me, peace's flame. There's going to be a more peaceful time coming in for my pile number 3s, less stressful. And you're going to be able to move forward and continue to make progress, but you're going to do it in a different way, in a more even pace way. And then we have discernment, and you're going to be more discerning of how you spend your energy and your time, because you understand that your feelings and that your emotions and that your body and how you are feeling, your overall well-being matter. And love matters. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. Some of you are going to be experiencing a very big shift. If this is not about a romantic relationship, this is about reconnection to the people that matter to you, to the people that you love. There is a King of Cups coming in for some of you. Whether, regardless of gender, this represents somebody who is emotionally available, who is expressive with their emotions, who is, romantic, who is there for you, who is going to allow you to be seen, heard, and who's going to hold space for you. And health, Mother Earth, sweet Mother Earth bright, bring to me your health and might. And this is going to be a boost of energy and a boost of health for my pile number 3s, because you're going to be able to slow down a bit for some of you. 7 of Wands, you're not going to have to struggle any longer. You're not going to have to make things happen any longer. It's going to feel a little bit easier for you. And then you're going to be able to form healthy attachments and let go of the attachments that were no longer serving you. And we have imagination. Imagination now sets me free. Divine ones, I send my thanks to thee. Hold the vision. Make time to connect to what it is that you want, pile number 3. And give yourself a break, 4 of Swords. Meditate, sleep, rest. Some of you need sleep and rest. And sit with what you are feeling. Allow your emotions to come up for healing. And allow change to take place, because change wants to happen for you. Safe travel. Keep me safe and let me roam far away, but bring me home. Some of you are coming home to self. You are figuring out what that means to be at home within yourself. And there's a lot of healing here, healing after a traumatic time. And there's this sense of divine timing coming in for my pile number 3s. Archangel Michael is leading the way here. This is a pile that has strong connections to the archangels. And this is going to lead to inspiration, to forward movement, to a new beginning for you, to success. Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor, integrity. That's why honor, integrity matter so much for this group. Ethics. Making sure that you are on the up and up and you're doing things in a way that feels good to you. Pile number 3. I am going to end it here. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know if you'd like to see new videos on Mondays or Thursdays. I'm trying to decide between the two. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.